So there's 4 quadrants that every dude will fall into. We'll start by saying that, okay? There's so on the left-hand side, you've got the top shelf guys, the alpha sort of characters. On the right-hand side, you got the betas. On the top of the quadrants, you've got your unplugged characters, and on the bottom, you've got the plugged-in characters. So bottom left over here, as you can see my cursor on the screen, you can have a plugged-in alpha, you can have an unplugged alpha, you can have an unplugged beta, you can also have a plugged-in beta. The arrows that you see that I've illustrated here are the movement that most people sort of move to and from, all right? So the vast majority of guys you'll see will move from the plugged-in beta category to the unplugged beta. Very few will go over to the unplugged alpha category. This is the top 5% of men. You get some naturals in there, but most will arrive there through work. Some sort of belief that they had in relationships, women, whatever it is you want to break it down to, force them to deal with some issues in their life that come to resolutions. So the bullet points here, they might be harder for you guys to read on the screen. I'll just read them out. So top 5% of guys live mental point of origin, chase excellence, not women. Men want to be them, women want to be with them. They have a look, they signal status, and have pre-selection. Pre-selection just means that they're just known for who they are. You know, you can walk into a room and they establish who they are by the way they carry themselves. Their reputation precedes them, that sort of stuff. They're significant and excellent problem solvers. I think being a problem solver is one of the most important skills to develop if you're going to be an entrepreneur or if you're going to be a successful guy in life with options. Being able to spot and adapt and deal with problems is incredibly important. They've also achieved a 1.62 golden ratio, which signals the strength and masculinity, incredibly important for the optics of attraction. Broad shoulders, narrow waist. A lot of dudes will, talk to me on these shows. They'll call in, they'll send me DMs, and I'll look at their social, and it's like, dude, you're fat. You've got to deal with the belly fat. You got to deal with, just go to the gym. Get a gym membership. They're not expensive. Pick up heavy shit, put it down. Even if you don't have the means for a personal trainer, there's lots of free information on the internet, which clarifies and establishes what you need to do to build a strong masculine frame. The golden ratio is what is the standout attraction cue for high value men universally around the world. I'll keep moving on. They're outcome independent to results, so they don't really care. They look for the best results. If they get the bad results, fine, we'll deal with it. It's not the end of the world. They generally are becoming anti-fragile. The anti-fragile guy improves when chaos hits him in life. I've talked about the notion of fragility and anti-fragility before. There's a book called Anti-Fragile. If you haven't read it, I encourage you to check it out. To summarize it, there's 3 distinct categories. There's fragility, there's robustness, and there's anti-fragile. Fragility, obviously, something will break when chaos is added to it. So you can drop something, gravity. You can have a piece of glass like this water bottle that I've got. Put it in a box, drop it, it'll probably smash. It's a fragile item. A robust item, nothing will happen to it. Doesn't matter what happens when chaos hits a robust item. It doesn't get worse, it doesn't get better, it doesn't break, it doesn't improve. An anti-fragile individual improves when chaos is added to their lives. An example would be what happened during the scamdemic, when people were either forced to do certain things that they didn't agree with. So a lot of them, the vast majority of them, ended up having to comply. There was a small contingent of people out there that didn't, and they also found ways to improve their status in the world during that period of chaos, if I can put it that way. So we talked about the improvement of fragility. They generally have accumulated or are accumulating 7-figure plus wealth. They only allow women in their life if they're a complement, not the focus. They spot problem women fast and they remove them. And don't worry about all this, guys. This will end up in the next book. I have the School of Unplugging, which is coming soon. All of this will be broken down in detail. I'll probably send this out to my email list at some point too, to sort of break it down for you a little bit more there in detail. So if you want to screen capture it, cool, doesn't matter. We talked about women. will never be the smartest person in the room. They understand that a network is their net worth. So they go out of their way to put themselves in better rooms. If they find themselves to be in a room where they're the smartest guy in the room, they get out of that room, they put themselves in a better room. They surround themselves with winners and they remove losers very quickly. So this is the first top quadrant, the unplugged alpha. This is where you want to be as a guy. And I think it's relevant to the notion of having kids, because when it goes back to maintaining genuine burning desire and having a woman in your frame and being strongly attracted to you, you've got to be that top shelf man that, you know, women want to be with. You understand? Cool. All right. Let's go to plugged in alpha. So these guys are like the natural chads. Here, let's just kind of zoom in on these categories as we cover them. These guys over here are the natural chads. They've got many of the qualities of the unplugged alpha above, but the biggest difference is they're still plugged into society's lies, right? Such as things like chore play. Like, if I do enough chores, you know, she'll love me strongly. Happy wife, happy life. I've sat in rooms with weapons, guys that run 8-figure businesses. They started them from the ground up, but they're still the same dorks that will sit there and be like, well, happy wife, happy life. And, you know, as long as I keep Becky happy, everything will be fine. Okay. So you can be viewed by the world as a strong, virtuous alpha male, but also be plugged into lies. They will still negotiate desire. They will believe the mainstream media when they say things, right? Like, go and take this thing. It's totally safe and effective. Sure. How did that work out? They pedestalize women and they vote for things like big government. Again, these same rooms that I've been in where you've got these weapons running 8-figure businesses, I've sat across the table from these guys, and some of them are like all about UBI, universal basic income, large distributions and transfers of wealth from extremely wealthy people to people that haven't accumulated the wealth or done the work in their life. So you can be a situational alpha, again, do very well in life, be very wealthy, be extremely healthy, have the 1.62 golden ratio, but still do dumb shit, right? They'll tolerate problem women in their life. That's another key factor of the plugged in alphas. They'll complicate their life, justify why they do it. They're generally pretty easy to unplug, though, which is a plus, because all they need is a little bit of chaos, and then you start showing them some of the code in the matrix, as we like to say, and then they sort of move up to this category over here and they unplug. They maintain the same status, same wealth, same physical attributes and qualities and virtues. They just stop sitting around going, well, happy wife, happy life, dorky stuff like this. They're often nice guys too. Nice guys, if you're unfamiliar, like to create these covert contracts in their head where it's like they'll go and buy the house that she wants in a neighborhood that she wants, move her parents there that she likes, renovate the kitchen the way that she likes. Like, nice guys will create these covert contracts and think, if I just do enough nice things for her, then she'll be with me in a perpetuity and never leave me or cheat on me, you know, with a pool guy. You can read No More Mr. Nice Guy if you want to learn more about the nice guy sort of avatar. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.